I am not okay. I called Seth and I was like, I'm not okay. And he's like, what do you mean? I'm not okay. Like, I can't figure out my life. And then I was like, I think I remember when you're weaning them, your hormones can go insane. Well, holy hormones. Hey guys, my name is Shayla. Welcome to my channel. If this is your first time here, we talk about motherhood, we talk about pregnancy. I do things pretty naturally. This video specifically is talking about night weaning my 13-month-old, who we also do floor bed and bed sharing. You don't have to do all those things to watch this because it doesn't really matter, but that's just kind of what we do. If you like this video, please like the video. I just hit 100,000 subscribers, so now my new goal is to get 1,000 likes on this video. What else? Oh, please come find me on Instagram. That's where I am like all the time. This video also talks about a sponsor, Merit Makeup, who does a 5-minute makeup, and I show you a very sloppy 5-minute makeup in here. You're welcome. Okay, night weaning number 1. It's over. I'm a little bit tired. I'm a little bit exhausted, but here we are. I want to tell you what it's like because I was looking up these same videos being like, okay, I'm gonna night wean my toddler. She's 13 months. We do a couple things. First of all, we do a floor bed, which is right here. Sorry for the lighting, but this is just why. Gosh, it looks so ridiculous. Oh, we co-sleep and I nurse her to sleep all the time. I know those are like big no-nos. You're either gonna be like, yeah, okay, I do the same thing and we're trying to wean, or you're gonna be like, what, you crazy lady? Why didn't you sleep train your baby? My philosophy was always just like, do what works until it doesn't. And so far, that's been phenomenal for us. But now I would like to get my period back. We're 13 months postpartum in case we want to start having kids, more kids, but also she's waking up maybe 2 to 3 times a night. We did it on a stretch where Seth had like a week off. I wanted to make sure that I could do that all night long and that Seth then could help me during the day so that I wasn't tired and then doing it again the next night. I started weaning her. She was not taking her second nap at all. So I was like, you know what? Let's just try and take out the second nap. I'm not going to nurse her and do some like downtime, watch Coco Melon, read some books, give her a nook. And she did that fine. And I think that is helping actually because I said no to her when she tried to nurse a couple times. So she understood I can say no to breastfeeding. And here's your nook and we're going to snuggle. And I watched these stories about weaning and she's like, my babe was getting super fussy and she just wanted to be close to me and she just wanted to snuggle me even if she wasn't nursing. And that's what I did and it really helped. So now when I'm saying no to her in the middle of the night, I feel like she kind of understands. There's a book that you can get, which I kind of wish I would have got, but we sort of abruptly decided we were going to do this. You basically read them the book and you say like, nighttime is for sleeping, daytime is for nursing or whatever. So let me tell you, what we're doing is no nursing from 11 p.m. to 6 a.m. I put her to sleep at a normal time at like 6:30. She woke up at 10:56. What am I supposed to do now? I read somewhere that they can get hungry, so I was like, all right, I'm gonna nurse you to sleep right now so that I know that you're not hungry. Like that takes that off the table. You look at all these different resources, you're just gonna pick one and stick with it and whatever feels most comfortable to you. And then at about 11:15, she woke back up just because she unlatched. She wanted to relatch and I was like, okay, it's starting. She cried for 45 minutes. It was kind of an interesting thing because this was the first time that I've ever been able to comfort her without my boob. I don't comfort her like when she cries with my boob anymore. I did that when she was really little. I don't know. Some people say that breastfeeding strengthens the bond between them and their baby. When I was able to comfort her as me, as like myself, as her mom, and not just my boob, it was like magical. Oh my gosh, you are comforted by me. Not my boob. I love this. I was expecting like hysterical baby, can't console. And I wouldn't say that she was hysterical. She was very upset. She would claw at my shirt a little bit. I wore this. It's a bra that's really high, like a t-shirt, and then just like tucked it into my pants. At one point she did like start kind of throwing a little bit of a tantrum, but like a sleepy tantrum. So she was just kind of like throwing herself on me, throwing herself on the bed, throwing herself around. And then she'd like calm down and she'd be quiet. And then she'd get upset again and then she'd be calm and quiet. She ended up like sitting on me, where if she had just laid forward, she would have been laying on my chest. Eventually she just laid on my chest. And like the angry crying didn't get me as much as these sweet little sniffles that she had when she was done crying and like about to fall asleep. She just, oh, I'm so sorry. And then she rolled off of me and just snuggled up in me and fell asleep. And I was like crying little sweet tears of love. I just love this little human so much. I had to know my why as well. Like, that was a huge thing to be able to stick to it, because people are like, oh, how did you stick to it? What? Because I decided that this is what we're gonna do, and I know why I'm doing it. So then she woke up again at 3:30, and that one was harder for me because I was already sleeping. I never got frustrated, I never got angry, never got like so overwhelmed. I was just sending her so much love, and just like, I was just rubbing her back and just singing Twinkle Twinkle, or humming it, which by the way is the same tune as Baba Black Sheep and ABCs. So I'm just doing that, just trying to like lull her back to sleep and repeating the same thing, just rubbing and singing. And then she fell asleep 45 minutes later. Both times were 45 minutes. And then she woke up again at 5:30. 5:30. And the whole deal is she gets nursed when the sun comes up. Well, in Minnesota right now, it's bright out when it's 5:30. I kind of opened the blinds and I was like, okay, it's light outside. Now we can nurse. And then we slept for a few more hours. It honestly went better than I was expecting, which is what a lot of people said. I'll let you know how night 2 goes. Super quick before I forget, a couple of people messaged and they were like, aren't your boobs just so full? Well, because we had taken out that second feeding during the day, I was going like 6 or 7 hours during the day. So I was kind of used to it. Plus in the morning, she just empties it out. So it really wasn't a thing. But the haka is a huge thing, and hand expression is a really big thing to just like get the fullness out. Other question was, are we still nursing to sleep and for naps? We are. It's just the night that we're weaning off of. Good morning. Day 2 of night weaning. Seth was like, how did it go? And I was like, unbelievable. And he just paused like, is that a good unbelievable or a bad unbelievable? Good. It was so good. I put her to bed at 8, and normally she's asleep by like 7. So she went to bed a little bit later and then woke up at midnight. She cried for 15 minutes, and she wasn't even crying the whole time. She was like on and off. I was trying to give her water. She didn't really want water. She wasn't like overly upset. She was just kind of like tired and sleepy and whiny. And then she fell asleep. Okay. She like crawled down by my legs, which was kind of weird. And I was wearing shorts. So I think she was, I don't know if it was like the skin to skin. And so she just crawled down there and fell asleep. And then I kind of started to grave it a little bit. I was like, is this it? Are we done with this? Okay. And of course, when you're night weaning, you do not want to touch this baby because they're going to wake up. And then you might have to go through 45 minutes of crying again. But I was like, I'm not going to let her sleep by my legs. So I scooped her up and brought her up by me, and she stayed sleeping. Then she woke up at like 1:45, 5 minutes of like kind of crying. But more of just like she woke up, she knew I wasn't going to feed her. She was like, ugh, and then she went to sleep. Again, kind of crawled down by my legs, so I moved her back up and she was fine. I literally cannot believe that I can't believe it's how it's going. And I hesitate to even tell you this because I've heard some people say the second night's the worst. Someone messaged me and they're like, oh, night 3 is the worst. And I was like, yo, I have so much anxiety about this. Do not tell me that it's just let it roll out, because every baby's different, every situation. Like, don't give me that anxiety. I was trying to avoid night weaning. I thought it was going to be really hard for me to just feel terrible about doing this to her. Now I am nursing her more during the day just to make sure that she's getting enough calories more. I put back that afternoon nursing sesh. She woke up at midnight, 15 minutes, 2 a.m., 5 minutes, and then 5 a.m. and it was light out because Minnesota. Like, okay, it's light out. And I showed her again. I was like, okay, it's light out. And she's like, oh, your blood. We nursed. And then she slept until like 7. That was night 2. You can do this. If you're thinking about doing it, do it. If you're ready for it. Like, I'm finally in a place where I'm like, okay, if she doesn't nurse through the night, that's okay. It's never really been an issue. But 2 things happen. I want to get my period back, and I want her to be able to help herself go back to sleep. Even during her naps, she's waking up 30 minutes, 40 minutes. Some people were like, why didn't you have Seth do this? There's 2 kind of thoughts that I was going back and forth between. One was, it's going to be confusing. She's going to have me, and I'm not going to give her the boob, and she's going to be like, what the hell, Mom? Why are you not giving me the boob? And that's confusing. The other thought was, I've nursed her to sleep for her entire life so far. I felt like taking away my boob and taking me away was like kind of abandon is a strong word, but that's how I felt. Well, you're on your own. Your dad's going to help you, and he can comfort you, and he loves you, but it just felt like, you know how you sleep well with your partner in the bed? I felt like it was like, all right, you don't get your partner and you don't get the bed. Go sleep on the floor. Instead, if you had the bed, you'd be a little bit more comfortable, or if you had your partner on the floor, you'd be a little more comfortable. But to take both was like, I don't know. That was just my thought process. And so that's what I felt comfortable with. And if you're like, no, it makes more sense that she's confusing, or I really want my husband to help, or he really wants to help, then do that. That's my 2 cents from night 2. So I missed yesterday because yesterday was a GD doozy. Night 3 went fairly well, except for that she was asleep from like 8 to 12, which is kind of a long time. And then she got up again at 3:30 and was up. She wasn't crying. She wasn't upset. She was just awake. Seth was lonely because he's like, it's hard sleeping down there by myself. Seth loves me, so I'm his person. So he's like, so I'm gonna sleep upstairs with you. So we're both upstairs, so we're both getting no sleep. From 3:30 to 5 a.m. I'm like wrestling her. We're trying to rock her back to sleep. We're trying nothing. 5 a.m. I go downstairs to our spare bedroom. I lay down with her and I am able to get her to sleep without nursing it. And then like 10 minutes later, she woke up and I was like, okay, it's light outside. Look at it, Leah. Do you see it's light out? Okay, nurse. And so then we fell asleep again for 45 minutes. And then we were up. I was so tired. Her wake window in the morning is like 3 hours. So at 9, we went back to sleep. I went to nap with her. We slept together at the same time from like 9 to 11-ish. Oh, and yesterday I was like, what meds do I need to be on? Do I need antidepressant meds? Do I need ADD meds? Do I need anxiety medication? I am not okay. I called Seth and I was like, I'm not okay. And he's like, what do you mean? I was like, I'm not okay. Like, I can't figure out my life. And then I was like, I think I remember. There's an Instagram account. She has a weaning highlight and it's long. I just let it play. And one thing that she said was that when you're weaning them, said your hormones can go insane. Well, holy hormones, prolactin and oxytocin tank. And those are like your well-being. That's exactly what it was. My well-being was not okay yesterday. And it can last for weeks apparently. So, but at least I know this now. Sometimes I hate blaming hormones. Sometimes I'm like, no, I actually feel this way. So don't blame the hormones. And other times I'm like, who is this person? Last night she woke up 3 times for 5 minutes and then went right back to sleep. And then the 4th time she woke up, it was 5:50, I don't know, after 5. I was like, luckily it's light out. And it's always like a relief for me because I know that she'll just like go back to sleep, but we can sleep fine. That was night 3 and 4. Hello? So we're going to talk about night 5 and 6 because I just can't get it together and do these on the days that they happen. Night 5 was a dream night. She went to bed at 7:30 and then at 3:30 she woke up. So from 7:30 to 3:30, nothing. Then she woke up at 3:30 and I think 4:30, 5:30, and then at 5:30 we nursed, and then at 7 Seth got up with her. Thank God, because I need to sleep. Also, there is a company called Merit and they're like, we want to send you our line of makeup. And I was like, yo, I don't even know what to do with a line of makeup. But then I looked at it, 1, 2, 3, 6 items and a brush. So I wanted to show it to you because I think it's amazing. So I got 2 face colors when I'm tan and one for when I'm not tan. Literally just paints on in there and then I just blend it in. But their whole thing is that they have a 5-minute makeup and that's exactly what it is. Then this is my favorite. These were like the 3 items that I used before. I just brushed this on. I literally am not doing this in a mirror. Why I said yes to this is because it's all natural. It's sold in Sephora. Oh, and then they've got this oil lip stuff. I'll take my hair down just so I can show you because I hate lip gloss. It just doesn't get stuck. I hope that was a good example. Anyway, I just wanted to share that with you in case you were looking for like an all-natural makeup. I feel like a lot of you guys are similar to me and that was just like simple things, fewer but nicer things. She's totally fine with not nursing at night. It's that she's still just waking up a bunch. I think us in the bed both comforts her and like wakes her up and distracts her. So instead of bringing her to our bed, I went to her bed and tried to comfort her there. I was thinking if she was in her own bed, it might work better. We'll probably try it for like a week and see how things run. But Seth and I like snuggled in our own bed for the first time in a year. Not totally true. This morning we were like, wasn't that kind of nice to snuggle? Yeah. I don't even, day 7 I think it was last night. She did like 3 or 4 hour stretches. I wanted to also share a couple of tips. I feel like we were very successful in the night weaning. It's just that she's still waking up is the next thing that we're trying to tackle. But what I would say is talk to your partner about how you're going to do things so it's very clear. So you're not trying to make decisions in the middle of the night. Is dad completely in charge or is mom completely in charge? Or is somebody sleeping in a different space? This is what we're doing and this is how long we're going to do it for. So that we're going to do it for a week. But being very sure in what you're doing and why you're doing it helps to do it. Hope this was helpful. I found it super helpful watching other people's experiences, so that's why I wanted to share. And your hormones are absolutely insane. When Seth got home, I just like crumbled when he gave me a hug, and he sent me upstairs to take a nap, and I did. And so like the sleep deprivation and the hormones. All right, so we've done night weaning. This is 1 month after I started night weaning. I'm still editing the video, but I just wanted to kind of give you like what has happened since the month. So first things first, I got my period almost exactly a month to the day. We started June 3rd night weaning, and we started June 4th night weaning, and July 3rd I got my period. So that's cool. So basically when she goes to sleep at night, she's good to not nurse until about 4 or 4:30. We shifted it 10 to 5 instead of 11 to 6 of no nursing. Well, now we just do, she goes to bed, she doesn't get nursed again unless she wakes up like 5 minutes later. And it's been a huge, I asked Seth, I was like, can we trade nights now that she's not nursing? Like you go up there one night, I go up there the next night, just like how we trade mornings to sleep in. That has been such a huge thing for me. I always am like working and nervous she's gonna wake up, but when it's his nights, even if he struggles, even if it's whatever, I just let them do their thing. It might be hard at first, but the more he does it, the more they'll get used to it. She goes to sleep, she doesn't nurse, and then she consistently is waking up at like 4 or 4:30 and wants to nurse, and I just do it. So that's kind of our window now because having her wait till 5 was just keeping me awake and her awake and whatever. She basically night weaned in like a day or two. The first night it was 2 times she woke up for 45 minutes. The second night it was 15 minutes and then 5 minutes, and then now she just is fine being comforted to sleep. We are still nursing during the day to go to sleep for naps, then to go to sleep at night. It was way easier than I thought. I hope this was helpful. Please share it with anybody you know who's considering weaning. Thank you for watching. Mwah. Bye.